Hello everybody out there and welcome back to another episode of Dark Avengers Halloween Havoc. And in this... We're in the 20s, it's almost over, deal with this. This episode I'm going to be reviewing the 4 Critters movies. And just like Aliens, as the series progressed, it got worse. And before we get started, let's talk about the years these movies were released in. Critters 1 was released in 1986. 2 years later, Critters 2 came out in 1988, and they claim that Critters 3 and 4 were released in 1991. Now, I do know that Critters 2 was a sequel to Critters 1. Critters 3 does acknowledge what happened in both Critters movies. And you wanted to mention something?
Oh yeah, and Leonardo DiCaprio's first film debut was in Critters 3.
Yeah, they mentioned that because this movie was not good. But and I feel bad for Leonardo DiCaprio for that one reason. And then Critters 4 takes place directly after, literally, the last scene in Critters 3 leads you right into the first scenes of Critters 4. And we're going to discuss these movies, and we're gonna try to stay focused here. So you see these little fuzzy guys? Apparently they come to Earth in Critters 1. They crash there, and they're called the Krites, or whatever you want to call them. We call them the Critters. They show up in this farm, not farm, but this country town, and they harass this one family in particular. They're also being chased by space bounty hunters who happen to be shapeshifters. And one of the shapeshifters shapeshifts into the face of a rock star, and the other one shapeshifts into, I forgot what the guy's name was. Oh shoot, I forget his name. But he shapeshifts into one of the other, I think his name was Barney. Ironically, not the dinosaur. And they are there to destroy the critters and in retrospect save the humans. And it looks like they do, and Barney wants to go with them. He wants to become a space bounty hunter as well, so he kind of disappears with them in the first movie. Second movie, which is years later, they come back because the critters find their way back to Earth again. And this time, the little boy from the family in the first movie is now older, and like I said, it's a sequel. So they come back to Earth, and this time, instead of copying Barney, Barney actually holds up this porn magazine, so there is a bit of nudity in Critters 2. And the shapeshifter, the second bounty hunter, shapeshifts into the girl. Spoiler alert here, though, in this movie, that bounty hunter ends up dying. One of the two die. And this time again, they defeat the critters, and they make a critter ball in the second. That's why they show this one. There are more in this movie, and it actually says the main course, which they attack the entire town instead of just one family this time. And it was a crazy movie. It was a nice sequel for what it was worth. Critters 3, apparently Barney stayed behind this time. He did not go back into space, and he's this guy that's living out in the forest. He's poor or whatever, and somehow the critters, 2 eggs, make it back to New York City, because that's where the movie takes place, is in the city. I believe it was New York City. At least that's what I remember of it. I'm probably wrong, and somebody's going to correct me in the comments. But anyway, another crazy one. Barney shows up to try to save these 2 kids who are being harassed in this apartment building by the critters. He does end up finding 2 eggs, and the bounty hunter, who was the good guy in the first 2 movies, tells him to put them in this spaceship, which he sends there designated to take the eggs. Unfortunately, he gets stuck in the ship and gets taken away, which then leads into Critters 4, which is in the future, apparently. Yes, I'm not lying. It takes place in the future. And this spaceship picks up the critter spaceship with Barney in it, and the critters get out, and we get the whole situation all over again, except now it's in space. Yeah. And we find out that the bounty hunter ends up being corrupt in the last movie. He's the bad guy. He wants to actually preserve the critters instead of getting rid of them. So yeah, the guy that was the good guy in the first 2 movies and wasn't even around in the 3rd movie shows up in the 4th movie and basically turncoats. Crazy stuff. I don't know. As far as the movie series, as you can see, you can purchase this in a 4-film favorite pack, and I paid $5. That's it. So that's basically $1.25 each movie. Now, I don't like the packaging because it's all in one column and you got to pull them all out and divide them. But I'm going to probably get a better package for these. But it says something when 4 movies are $5. These weren't the popularest of movies. They are all PG. Really? They're all PG-13, huh?
I thought the nudity scene be that rated R.
I thought it was, but the second movie is PG-13. Plus, in movie 1, there's a hidden alternate ending.
What else does it come with if it's...
I'm reading
Oh.
trailers, and you can watch them both full or widescreen, depending on what you want. It tells you something when the full series, the full movie series is on, you know, in one collected set. It wasn't good. It really wasn't. If you want something different, though, I mean, Halloween Havoc does not stick with just the scary stuff. We're touching everything. There were funny moments in this. There were weird moments in this. Are these amazing, you must watch these movies? No, but I know growing up I watched all 4, and it was an interesting series, but not something I would recommend somebody to watch, that's for sure. Very weird series. The first movie was good. Second movie was okay. The last 2 movies were definitely unneeded. So that's it for Critters, and that's it for this review. So as always, guys, let me know what you thought of Critters. Did you see the 4 movies? Did you see one of them? Did you see any of them? Did you avoid them? I'm sure you did. And you know who you are. So let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of these movies. Don't go out and buy them because I reviewed them. If you want, try to find them online. I'm sure you can find 1 or 2 of them on YouTube or somewhere free before you go out and waste $5. The only reason I did it was because these are movies from my childhood that, even though they sucked, at least I have them. Don't question me. I have no clue. In the description below, there's a bunch of links connected to things right here on Dark Avenger C86, Comic Frontline, Frontline Gaming Zone, Zone4Podcast.com. Altogether, we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. We try to give you guys as much stuff as we can, so when you have the free time, check out those links. Till next time, everybody, take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and I'll see you guys really soon in the next video.